All right, let's just jump right in with a pretty wild claim from our source material today. Can you actually use your eyes to make someone fall in love with you? Let's find out.
So, is this just some kind of communication hack? A neat little trick to add to your social toolbox? Or are we talking about something way deeper, a technique that taps right into our basic human psychology? That's really the big question we're going to tackle here. So, the technique at the center of all this has a really memorable name: epoxy eyes. Yep, think superglue, but for your eyes. So, let's break down what that actually means. Okay, so here's the core idea. Picture this. You're in a group conversation, maybe 3 or 4 people. Someone else starts talking, but instead of looking at the speaker like you normally would, you keep your eyes locked on your target, the person you really want to connect with. It's a simple move, but it has a surprisingly powerful effect. And listen, the source material does not pull any punches here. It actually calls epoxy eyes a brazen technique that packs a powerful punch. So right away, you know this isn't meant to be some subtle little hint. It's a very deliberate, very potent move. So what's the message you're sending when you do this? Well, by focusing on them instead of the speaker, you're basically saying, without a single word, your reaction, your thoughts, just you being here, that's more important to me than anything else being said right now. I mean, that is an incredibly powerful signal of focused interest. Okay, this all sounds really intriguing, but why? Why does it have such a strong effect on people? Well, to understand that, we've got to look at the psychology and even the biology of the human gaze. So first, there's a direct physical reaction. I mean, from an evolutionary point of view, prolonged eye contact is a huge deal. It can signal one of two things: a predator or a potential mate. It's a primal trigger, right? And anthropological studies show it can literally play havoc with our body, speeding up our heart rate and creating this sense of arousal or nervousness. It's a genuine jolt to your system. And that physical jolt, it kicks off a chemical reaction. The body starts releasing this substance called phenylethylamine. We'll just call it PEA. And get this, PEA is the exact same compound that floods our system during moments of, well, erotic excitement. It's often called the love drug for a reason. And this is the most important part. Your target feels their heart beating faster, their body is getting flooded with this PEA chemical, and their brain has to make sense of it all. So what's the most likely explanation? Wow, I must be really attracted to this person. They end up mistaking a manufactured physical response for a genuine budding crush. Okay, so we've covered the what and the why. So now let's get practical. How do you actually pull off epoxy eyes without coming across as, just a little creepy? So you've basically got 2 ways to do this. Step 1 is the full throttle version. You lock your eyes on your target and you just don't look away. But if that feels a bit too intense, there's step 2, what they call the gentle bounce. For this, you watch the speaker like normal, but after they make a point, you let your gaze kind of bounce back to your target, as if you're checking their reaction. It's a softer approach, but it's still really effective. Now, this technique isn't only for romantic stuff. It has some really powerful uses in the professional world, where the goal isn't attraction, but influence and understanding. Just think about who benefits from showing this kind of intense, unwavering focus. The source gives us a pretty serious list of professionals: big bosses, police investigators, HR people, attorneys, and psychologists. They all use a version of this intense gaze. And in these situations, the message is totally different. It's not, I only have eyes for you. It's more like, I am listening intently to everything being said, and I am watching your reaction to it very, very closely. It signals authority, confidence, and a critical eye. And that brings us to a really crucial warning. This is a high-risk, high-reward technique. There is an incredibly fine line between being captivating and just being plain weird. I mean, that line is razor thin. Your goal might be to seem intriguing, but you could so easily come off as obnoxious. You want to look confident, but you could end up seeming arrogant. You're aiming for intensely interested, but you might land on brazen and intimidating. It all comes down to the context, how you do it, and how the other person reads it. And this is maybe the most direct warning in the entire source. It might be a little over the top, but the point is clear. Context is everything. Using this level of intense focus on a complete stranger in the wrong place could be seen as harassment. It's a powerful tool, and like any powerful tool, it can be misused, with some pretty serious consequences. So all of this leaves us with one final big question. Is Epoxy Eyes a powerful tool for making a real connection by showing someone your absolute interest? Or is it just a clever form of manipulation, a way to trigger a chemical reaction in someone for your own benefit? The answer, I think, probably lies in why a person decides to use it. And that is definitely something worth thinking about.